She is 3 years post Suture Sculpt, and she's here today.
I started at 275 was my largest. The smallest I go between 187 and like 190. You know, it's a battle of the scale. It's just a battle of the scale, right? I want to see the number go down, but I'm building more muscle mass. You're getting the figure that you want, right? You don't want to get to where you lose so much weight so fast that it just doesn't look good, right? So I'm into the sculpting phase now. After having 2 C-sections with both my children, and of course going through the pandemic and being in the house, less mobility, it's just like maybe it's time for something different, right? A change. And, researched Dr. Batash for a little bit, did all the social media diving, right? Making sure he was legit, affordable, right? And, I was like, okay, let's really give it a try. At the time I did the procedure, my child was about 18 months. Really getting ready to move, very busy, just moving into a new house that had stairs. So, having those challenges, I still wanted to be able to pick up my child, I still wanted to play with my child. I still wanted to work, right? I didn't want a lot of downtime. And my son is in basketball, right? So that travel AAU it's like, hey, I'm a busy mom. I don't have a lot of downtime. I want to show up for my kids all the time, but still put myself first, right? My health first. And so knowing that the downtime was very short, that I could recover quickly, and that it wasn't a lot of pain, right? And that I could do it. I think also watching other testimonials about how people were able to do it in a short amount of time really sold me on it. And, I experienced it myself, right? Now, the most difficult part is that diet, after the procedure, right? This clear liquid, this, don't eat that. That was probably the most challenging. But once you get over that hurdle, everything is pretty smooth. The nutritionist was excellent. Holding you accountable really is someone that's like, are you eating the right things? Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising, right? Are you moving the way that you need to move? Honestly, I was probably the most laziest client he's had. I didn't want to follow any directions. I'm stubborn. I wanted to really create my own path. Like, yeah, they did it this way, but I want to do it that way. I will say I needed to listen. Okay. And when I finally did listen, I got all the results that I wanted to get. And I will say the nutritionist that I had, she was strict. She's like, girl, stop playing. Do what you need to do. And I needed that. I appreciated that. Before the procedure was fine. We came in, we walked through everything. Very straightforward, very easy to follow. I will say that it took me a minute to kind of, once the procedure was complete, to kind of really gain my bearings, but that's just a personal thing, right? My body and how it responds to medications and things like that. But it was, I could stand up and walk, right? I could walk out, I can hold my head up. There was no real drowsiness. And the staff just does a really good job of taking care of you. I will say to do it, to put yourself first, right? We will put our kids first. We will put family first, our careers first. And I would say that you can't do any of those things if you're just not healthy. And, weight is not indicative of someone who's just unhealthy, but it is a reflection of discipline, a reflection of lifestyle, and a reflection of, how you value yourself. And sometimes we just, let it go by the wayside because we think other things are more valuable at that time. But it's important to know that you are valuable just as your children, just as your family, just as your career. And it's important to just put yourself first. And that it's okay, And if someone wants to judge you about that, so what? Let the judgment continue while you're looking good.